What's going on, everybody? Sunday morning. So, you know what that means. It is time to do a Sunday morning Sickos draft. Today, we will be doing one on DraftKings. We're going to try to sneak into a high stakes one. If that doesn't work, then we will just do one of the normal $10 millies. But let's just get right into it, shall we?
Three, two, one, liftoff.
So I thought today would be fun to attempt because we know how the high stakes stuff goes. Sometimes it doesn't fill, it takes a little bit, but I figured we could at least attempt to do something a little bit higher stakes. So let me pull up the screen here and show you what we're attempting to get into for the moment. Right now, I have us in a $100 three max contest. There's 6 out of 12. We'll give it a minute. We'll see if it budges at all. If it gets any closer, we'll sit here. If not, we'll go over. We'll attempt the 250 for a few seconds. And at that point, if that doesn't fill, then we will jump into the normal $10. But I wanted to do something a little more fun. I know probably a Sunday morning isn't the best time to try to do these higher stakes things, especially like towards the end of July. Maybe in a month we'd be able to pop it off, but you know, it is what it is. We can at least give it a try, right? So, what's going on, Jake? What's going on, Michael? What's up, Olaf? Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a phenomenal weekend. The weather is quite nice here in New England. Not sure what's going on in everybody else's part of the country and or world, but it's been relatively nice here. I finally feel slightly normal again. Got about 11 hours of sleep last night, caught up. Body clock feels like it's probably back to normal now. Took me about a week. I'm getting old. Like it's crazy. Used to bounce back from like going on a vacation in 24 hours. Now things are a little different now. Get a little bit older, takes a little bit longer to recover from this shit. I have friends that are going to Greece for 2 weeks. And yeah. So we're up to 9. Let's refresh. Look at that. We got 9. All right, we'll let it sit for a second. Jake, it was amazing. I hadn't slept. I hadn't gotten more than like 5 hours in about 3 weeks at most. So the key was I took some of my medication last night and it helped quite tremendously. Michael says he needs a vacation when he gets back from vacation to recover. Yeah, dude, I totally feel that. It's crazy, especially when you're like crossing time zones and all that fun stuff. I mean, I should have known it was coming. We go and we do these overnight investigations for my other show, and we're at the location, either sleeping the night there, but we're up till like 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes recording, and then the next like 5 days I'm like, what is life? Who does this? And yeah, so we only need 2 for this $100. So we're gonna sit here for a second. We're gonna see if we can get this filled. The one thing about DraftKings is I don't have somebody to send a ping out. I can kind of shoot a text sometimes to Underdog and be like, hey, can you shoot out a ping that we're trying to fill this high stakes thing? And they'll help facilitate that most of the time. Other thing I want to talk about with DraftKings. Did you guys see that bonkers draft that happened yesterday where there was like 8 people colluding? One guy, the guy that posted the team, did the right thing and was like, because his team was nasty, right? Like obviously his team's going to be sick. Oh, we got in, baby. We are in. We got this. All right, so we are drafting 5th in this. Not the worst, not the best. But we'll get a player that we actually like, probably. Most likely. We'll see what kind of sickos we have in front of us. But we need to log in to Spike Week so we have our overlay. All right, we actually should be in. Let's get in here. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I haven't drafted on DraftKings on my desktop in a bit, so I need to do a couple things. But I'll throw Jason's comment up while I take care of this. Yeah, so there was some crazy colluding. But at the end of Jason's comment, he's saying it's such a bad look. And what I want to say is, people have like dogged DraftKings about not doing stuff. They took care of that within a couple hours. They did do what they were supposed to do there. So I don't think it's a bad look when they actually go in and they fix the problem. They threw the contest out, right? They did what they were supposed to do. And I think when they're doing what they're supposed to do, we can't knock them for that. Why is this not working? Why is this not doing what I want it to do? Just do what I'm telling you to do. All right, well, we will try one more thing, and then we might have to go without the overlay today because I did not adjust this morning like I should have. Again, been gone for a bit. All right, let's just pull it up. So, like I said, just wanted to say, I think DraftKings did what they were supposed to do. Hopefully they banned some of those accounts. Maybe they might have to do a little more investigating to make sure that those accounts aren't in there, but they're showing you that they are taking that stuff seriously this year, at least optically from that one case they are. Hopefully that continues going forward. So kudos to them for actually doing it. Yeah, but that's all. So Jason's saying they only got caught because one guy got in and showcased it. What if they had all 12 in collusion? We don't know if they don't, right? Like, so to your point, yes, we don't know if they don't, but we also, I think, who the hell won here? Okay, so standard. Let's just take Tyreek. I'm still not in love with Tyreek this year like others are, but we'll do it. Throw this draft board up. Zoom in a bit here. So, sorry, just trying to do a million things at once. This is not going well audio-wise, probably. So we drafted Tyreek in the first hill at the 105. I think DraftKings did what they were supposed to do yesterday. I hope that they have tools. I mean, the guy posted the thing right away. They're not going to catch it immediately, right? Those take a little bit to get reviewed, even on Underdog. Then Underdog finds it, they throw them out. So hopefully DraftKings is doing a similar thing. Look, if we see a team at the top that's like that in the offseason, you know what's going to happen. DraftKings knows what's going to happen. So they need to make sure that they are doing right by the best ball community. And I think they showed that they are doing that yesterday. Like, because that was a concern of people's, that they weren't throwing contest out, and we saw it. All right, we do see this be a heavy wide receiver first round, as anticipated. McCaffrey and Eckler are the only two running backs that end up going. It's going to be What are you guys doing with Saquon and the other running backs that are holding on? Like Pollard, I don't think anyone's concerned about, right? It's Jacobs that people think might hold out longest, which is fine by me because I haven't been drafting Jacobs already. I'm pretty heavily fading the early Raiders guys, specifically those two, Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. Got into a little bit of a discussion about that with Davis Maddock on the Swolecast on Wednesday. He was trying to get me to reconsider that lean where I'm fading Devontae Adams, and I'm just kind of fine with it. I like Devontae Adams as a player. I think that offense is just going to be terrible. And yes, it was theoretically vibes based, but I think that the Raiders are showing you everything that they can show you that they're not going to be great this year. Michael's going to fade Saquon until I know he's going to play. I think he's going to play. I think so. So I've started grabbing I've started grabbing Saquon on the third as well, Chris. So I actually might be upping my Saquon based on, the fact that he's going in the third round. It allows me to get some, because I already liked other people over him in the second round, a decent amount. All right, we are back on the clock here. What do we want to do? I do like Nick Chubb. I want to grab Chubb, and I want to see what comes around to us. That's going to be the way we play this. Also fair. Grabbing too much Saquon early, so I have to try and grab the value, balance it out. That's fair. Again, I didn't have a ton of Saquon just based on liking. It wasn't even a Saquon fade. It was more so liking players around him, which I think happens. Like you end up, we call it like blind spots, right? Where even though you don't dislike Saquon Barkley, maybe you don't dislike Nick Chubb, but you like Devonta Smith, T. Higgins, Waddle, all those later second round wide receivers based on builds that you're doing. You kind of get a blind spot for them. And it's like a unpurposeful fade of a player. And I think we all have that probably. Sean thinks that the Raiders are going to be better in real life, but he can't see Adams getting 180 targets again. I don't think they're going to be better in real life. I think they are going to be an implosion team this year. I don't believe in them. I think they're going to be really, really bad this year. I just think everything is going to fall apart for them. And I could be wrong about that. I'm not saying that's absolutely going to be a correct theory, but just reading the tea leaves of what they're doing with, that head coach, going to that quarterback, that disgruntled running back, which I don't think matters, to be completely honest, too much. But just situationally, I just don't think that they're going to be that good. Did I hear about the Zoom setup with all the other number one RBs in the league that Eckler did? I did hear that was happening. I think that happened last night, right? Jesse wasn't prepared for this color hat. I almost bought the inverse colors, the black with the baby blue, because I just bought the let's talk about that after we draft real quick. All right, let's make this a Lamar team. We have Tyreek. Let's make this a Lamar team. So I bought the UNC Jordans yesterday, and one of the two pairs of Jordans I've wanted they re-released them with a different color scheme yesterday, but I've wanted a pair of UNC Jordans for a while, so I grabbed the new ones that came out yesterday, and I was going to buy the black hat with the baby blue, but I have like 15 black hats, so we had to mix it up a little bit. Just give it give ourselves a little bit different of a color scheme here. So we went with this one. We're just trying it out today. Also, hadn't bought a fitted baseball hat in a long time. Usually I have a snapback or something. So this is all new to me too. This is all new to me. What's old is new again. So through 3 rounds, we have Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, Lamar Jackson. Let's take a peek at some of these other teams. We do see the 6-hole go with the Kelsey Mahomes stack. They grab DK Metcalf to go with them as well. We saw that was a 7-hole. The 6-hole went AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I think they were trying to push Hurts down the board, but this is DraftKings. So the 3-hole, who was actually auto drafting, ended up taking Jalen Hurts. How am I approaching the Baltimore wide receivers? I am a Bateman guy. I think Bateman is going to be the number 1 there. Not coach speak, but quarterback speak stuff. Just tells you that Lamar is looking at him as the number 1. We're going to scroll down a bit. Since this is a 3 max, we're going to start grabbing some guys that we just believe in a bit more than others. And I like McLaurin, so we're going to grab... I think we're going to grab McLaurin. I'm just making sure I'm just theoretically playing through this Hopkins thing. Let's grab McLaurin. So I am definitely Bateman over Flowers and OBJ, but then Flowers is relatively close to Bateman for me. I'm not grabbing OBJ. I think I grabbed OBJ on like 2 teams so far. To Jesse's point, they'll push OBJ around on a stretcher to catch some passes and wheel him to the end zone, which is probably accurate, to be completely honest. Oh, we see the auto draft snipe 2 double stacks. The auto drafter grabs Hurts to take away the Eagles double. It takes Burrow to take away the other double. Tough scenes. Tough scenes. All right, we're going to be coming back up on the clock here. We're going to have 2 options here. In my mind, we have 2 options. We'll see if Claymaker takes either of those options away, makes our decision a little bit easier. They grab Christian Watson, though. So I like Drake London a ton, as people know. But Kittle does make sense for this team. I think we're going to grab Kittle. I think we're going to grab our elite tight end. I think we can make up wide receiver on DK a little bit easier. So let's grab Kittle so that we have that. Terry McLaurin, Washington bring back. Sets up some late stuff for us as well. Ooh, I love seeing these out tags in July. That's going to make people scared of stuff. So we do see London go right after us. The 6-hole goes AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Mark Andrews, DJ Moore, Drake London. I just want to see some stuff real quick, and then we'll put the board back up. All right, let's put this board back up. Probably the right way to... It's actually probably the perfect way to do the OBJ stuff, Matt. So Matt says he got all of his OBJ exposure in the late rounds in the big board. Perfect. I mean, I will say that if I grab Lamar and I don't have Mark Andrews, I don't have the other 2 wide receivers, begrudgingly, I will take OBJ to stack with Lamar Jackson. It's not rocket science at that point, right? Like you want that stacking partner. There's another stacking partner late, which we might get on this team as well. But those are things that I am totally open to. Do you see a big run of RBs in this 4th round? We see Najee, Aaron Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, all the way down in the 4th here, huh? Travis Etienne, Joe Mixon go back to back to back to back to back. So relatively interesting. We are back on the clock again here. Let's grab Gabe Davis as our third wide receiver here. Wanted to grab Swift for some reason, but we'll leave him on the board. Agreed, Matt. Out tags are going to scare people coming in off of certain people. So we have 3 auto drafters in this, which we need to start making sure that we're taking that into consideration when we're drafting players. We can kind of use that. It's a slight edge sometimes. I don't think it would have mattered with Gabe Davis. He probably would have gotten drafted by one of these auto drafters. I don't think he was down far enough. But if we wanted Swift and Gabe, the play might have been to grab Swift first, try to grab Gabe Davis on the turnaround. Probably wouldn't have happened, but like those are things we need to be cognizant of when we're looking in the future. We have one over here that's not going to affect us too much. We are back on the clock. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab Kamara right here. We think his suspension is not going to be as bad. I don't really understand what's going on with Kendra Miller down there. They're like, he's not playing. It's not injury related. What the? Maybe I missed something between being gone. I had a missed sandwich between the 2 auto drafters. That's actually good. It lets you set that up a little bit more. Am I taking any of Lenny, Hunt, or Zeke, or am I mixing them all in? I have a very, very big Leonard Fournette exposure. We're talking 20-something% with Leonard Fournette. Kareem Hunt, I'm mixing in a little bit. I barely have drafted Zeke. I don't even know where Zeke fits. Where does Zeke come in? Does he go back to Dallas? I can't imagine they bring him back to Dallas. I mean, I can because it's Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones is a fucking psychopath, to be completely honest. And that does seem like a very Jerry Jones move to be like, oh, we're just going to bring Zeke back and ruin this Pollard situation we've been building for 75 years, and it's finally time. Let's bring Zeke back to just destroy this whole thing. That's a very Jerry Jones move. So that could happen. But if it's not Dallas, where does he fit? Again, I keep saying that the one place that could use a backup running back is probably the Chargers. Maybe it makes sense for him to go there because Kellen Moore's there. He'll have familiarity with the offense. So that would make sense. I would prefer Lenny there, but that is a situation that could happen that I don't hear many people talk about, if anybody else talk about. I think Zeke could go there, but if it's not those 2 teams, we're waiting for an injury, because who else wants to bring Zeke in right now? Where does it make sense? So I'm not really grabbing a ton of Zeke. Like, I may have drafted him under 5 times at this point. So this is kind of my feeling too, Chris. But I also think that this could be like if Kamara is going to get this reduced suspension, maximum 4 games, we could just be looking at some sort of like, not red shirt year, but like just a reduced role, which is kind of the fare with Rashee Rice over in Kansas City from some of the people that I've talked to. We're like, yeah, maybe they do like him. We're going to grab Zay Flowers first here. So let's grab Zay. Let's go back to the draft board. So that might be something that you see, right? Like, you might see him just kind of get eased in, and then he becomes more of their player. Next year, they figure something out with Kamara, yada, yada, yada. So I have a lot of Kendra Miller. This isn't a knock. I'm not knocking Kendra, but I'm going to start easing my exposure on him. I'm not going to go nuts on Kamara, but I do like that offense. And if he's going to be a focal part of it for the majority of the season now, I think we're getting him at a good price. Clay, come on, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you just be mean like that? All right, so we are back on the clock here. What do we have here? 4 wideouts. I'm going to grab another running back. I'm going to grab P. Ryan. So we get sniped on Bateman. We were trying to set up the Zay Bateman double stack. We did it that way because Zay was higher up on the board. We had these Autodrafters behind us. So we wanted to get the double for Lamar, but we did not get it. I'm not doing OBJ. I have other plans here. We have some other plans. What's my take on the Chargers backup running back situation? What's my take on the Chargers backup running back situation? Taking any Kelly or Spiller? As of now, no, because I don't think I need to right now. I don't think Kelly or Spiller are going to move up draft boards throughout the offseason. And if I think, and like I just laid out, that I think that they still might bring somebody in the next month or so, I can hold off. And if I decide middle of August that I need to start grabbing some of the Chargers backup running back, I don't think the price is going to rise. I think you're still going to be able to get them 18th, 19th, 20th round, depending on which site you're drafting on. So I'm not going to grab them when I can grab the other players that might move up draft boards, or other players that I think actually have a chance of getting significant work at the moment. So for now, I'm not grabbing many of them. I've grabbed Kelly once or twice, maybe. But for now, I'm not going to draft any of those backups. Well, I think that there's a situation where they just grab somebody else. All right. So we're going to get our next 2 picks in. Then we'll go over our team for now. We see a big quarterback run happen right here with Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones, and Geno Smith going at the beginning of the 10th round. Again, we need to be cognizant of Autodrafters because they've drafted Hurts, Burrow, and Kirk Cousins right now. We are on the clock. We are going to get our obligatory Kansas City wide receiver right now. We're going to grab Sky Moore, someone that I was a bit out on in the beginning of this season. I know he's moving up draft boards, but after talking to some people, they believe that Sky Moore might be sort of the Juju replacement this year, so he might be on the field a decent amount. When I win, OG1 Kenobi says, when I win the 3 million on Underdog, can I host a Sicko live draft next year? The good news, OG, is that the price to host a Sicko live draft is 1.5 million paid directly to me, Robert Coakley, resident of Bridgewater, Massachusetts. I can give you all the payout details, but for 1.5 million, you can actually host 2 Sicko live drafts. It's a buy one get one free special that I have going on. So for 1.5 million, which is actually a steal if you think about it, we would allow that situation to unfold. We don't tell Eric Bimefor about it. It's none of his business, and all checks payable to me. So that hopefully that answers your question. All right, we are going to be back on the clock. Yeah, let's just do some scrolling. We like us some Khalil Herbert. This is getting to be a little bit of a gross range here, right? Let's grab Herbert. We have a 1-4-5-1 build right now. with Nick Chubb, Kamara, P. Ryan, Khalil Herbert as our RBs. Like that. Obviously, Lamar is our elite QB. We actually grabbed an elite tight end as well. Not a normal build all the time that we do, but we have George Kittle. We have Tyreek, Terry McLaurin, Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, Sky Moore as wide receivers. Don't absolutely hate our team. Does it feel like we're light a wide receiver? Probably. That really got changed. The P. Ryan would have got swapped out for Bateman and would have changed the dynamic a little bit of our team, but I don't hate it. I'm actually fine with it, to be completely honest. This is a good point, GA. Eric who? Let's grab some of our pink drink. It's funny. I drink iced coffee like 9 months out of the year. The one time of the year that I don't particularly love getting iced coffee is in the summer. Then I have to switch to like some sort of refresher lemonade situation. All right, we're about to be back on the clock. I'm just going to throw a couple guys in the queue real quick. We're going to look at the wide receivers. I'm going to grab Everett. I'm going to make myself an uncomfortable team right now. I'm going to do something a little different than what I would normally do. I do like the Chargers this year. I want part of that passing offense. I think Everett is like that last piece you can grab. So we'll grab Everett to go with George Kittle. We'll push. We were looking at Derek Carr. I don't think I need Derek Carr right now. So we're going to go Everett. We see Damian Harris. We do see Cargo. We see Warren. We see Chig go. Tank Bigsby. Jordan Love goes here. Komet. We might just play the hits, guys. I think we're just going to play the hits. We're going to take MVS. We're going to grab 2 Chiefs wide receivers. And I'm fine with it. So, for audio listeners, right now we have Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Gabe Davis, George Kittle, Zay Flowers, Samaje P. Ryan, Sky Moore, Khalil Herbert, Gerald Everett, and MVS. So 2 Kansas City wide receivers. The bring back for them right now is nobody. We have Gerald Everett with a Samaje P. Ryan Week 17 stack. We have set up a Baltimore-Miami stack with Lamar, Zay Flowers, and Tyreek Hill. And I thought there was one more. Oh, we have the Terry McLaurin and George Kittle. So for now, we have some correlation. We have a decent start. I like the team. MVS won't have a TD until week 17. Then he'll be your championship pickup player with 3 TDs. Yes, that's the game plan. Like, he's just going to be on the field. Like, at this point, we know what their lineup's going to be. They're not bringing in Hopkins, obviously. We know what the offense is for Kansas City going forward. The unknowns are the wide receiver 2, the slot wide receiver, how they're going to play that. MVS is going to be on the field 80 to 100% of snaps. Like, in that wheelhouse. He's going to be on the outside pretty much all game. Is it going to be wind sprints? Mostly. But he's going to have probably a couple big games. They'll probably be on the same page a little bit better this year. We're getting him at a crazy discounted price versus what he was last year. So you're telling me we're going to get the wide receiver on the field probably the majority of the time over others in the 13th round. And I don't have to bank on him getting production every single week. I'm just going to take it. Right? That's just the way we're going to play that. All right. Let's grab Curtis Samuel. And we'll see what comes back to us. So we got 1472 currently. Howell went in the 14th. Purdy goes. I mean, like, people, these DK drafts sometimes, man. These quarterback situations are just out of control. Just out of control. Tannehill going in the 14th round. What is left at quarterback? Jones and Ritter, huh? Interesting. Just based on what's going on here with auto drafters and stuff, we got people grabbing. We have 2 teams with 4 quarterbacks. I don't really understand if others might need one. We'll just grab Mac Jones now, get our second QB. Not stress about it. There's ways to play Mac Jones late, so we'll just do that. Just makes the most sense for our team as constructed and with what's going on, because we have the auto drafters. One of them has Richardson, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, and Bryce Young. The other one has Hurts, Burrow, Cousins, and Carr. And we have Connor, who only has 2, but they want Josh Allen, Justin Fields, taking 2 of the elites. So one of these other 2 QB builds might feel like they need a third. They might have grabbed Mac Jones, so we'll just grab him now. We do see Ritter go right after us, so I think that kind of answers that question, that we probably were good in grabbing either Mac Jones or Desmond Ritter, whichever one we preferred. I just think there's a few more things I'd rather do with Mac Jones. So we'll just take Mac Jones now. ADP be damned in this situation. I think the rest of our team is solid enough. I thought I was going to be able to grab Howell in the 15th when I was setting up the Curtis Samuel pick, and I didn't even realize that he had already gone. So what is the advanced structure for this? I will I'll pull up the rules afterwards. How about that? We'll go over the rules for this after we draft it. But I do plan on firing 3 bullets into this, probably. All right, we're going to be on the clock here in a second. And we're just going to grab Tyquan Thornton now. Grab another wide receiver. Stack him with Mac Jones. That is a bring back for Gabe Davis. So we set up another Week 17 game stack. Bing, bang, boom. Hunter Renfrow is still interesting. He's been quiet on what's going on with him. I don't think he's going to be in Las Vegas for the season, so where he ends up will be interesting. We also see Zamir White go in the 16th here. So people are flying up draft boards. All right, we're about to be on the clock, and I kind of want to gander at a few different things here. What we got? A 2-4-8-2 build currently. We're not going to be adding any running backs. I mean, sorry, any quarterbacks. Let's double Mac. Let's just do a New England double. I don't think I've done a New England double with 2 wide receivers. But again, they're not going to be getting any DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, now. So we'll grab Devontae Parker. We still have 3 picks left. We have 9 wide receivers. We have a decent running back room that we do need to probably add to a bit. We have Nick Chubb, Kamara, Samaje Perine, Khalil Herbert. But we can probably add some RBs at some point. Thank you, Weird Frank. It's 2 out of 12 advance out of the first, 2 out of 6, 1 out of 6, and a 20-person final. So that is the advanced structure for this tournament. Once again, thank you, Weird Frank. What did you do to get the moniker Weird? Am I allowed to say it on the show? If so, type it out in the chat and we will discuss why you're called Weird Frank if you would like. If that's something you're interested in disclosing with the rest of these, we're all sickos to an extent, obviously. Let's keep that bar of decentness in there, but I would like to know why you're called Weird Frank. I autoed Trey Lance in a slow draft, which is not words I thought I would ever say in my life. And I'm not happy about it. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We are not thrilled about that situation one bit. All right. We are going to be coming back on the clock in a few seconds here. Have some ideas of where I would like to go. See what others are doing here in these picks. Ooh, Baker Mayfield going. That's what kind of happens, right? When we see that quarterback run happen. You see Baker Mayfield go. And we're going to grab Isaiah Likely. This is why we didn't grab OBJ. I just felt like I could double up with Likely later in this. We have George Kittle. We have Gerald Everett. Adding a third with Likely just feels like the right play for this particular team. We set up exactly what we wanted there, so we grabbed it. We still get the Lamar double with the Tyreek bringback, the Mac Jones double with the Gabe Davis bringback. We have some mini correlations going on with Washington and San Fran, Denver, and the Chargers. I keep wanting to say San Diego. Is that ever going to go away? James, are you saying you love super flex drafts? Because this is a 3 max single entry. This isn't a super flex. So this is the $100 3 max, $100 entry, 3 max on DraftKings. That's what we're drafting. Let's grab Ty Chandler here as another RB. I'm going to probably sneeze in a second. I don't know if you noticed that. Stream control there. where we were able to just get out of get the mic muted there. We got one round left, and we'll go over our team. So this is a $100 buy-in. It's a 3 max contest. The payout structure is really good on these contests on DK. You don't have to do the $100 one. There's a $9 3 max. The payout structure is really good on that as well. After we finish this draft, go over our team, we will read off. We've already talked about the advance rate, which is 2 out of 12, then 2 out of 6, then 1 out of 6, then a 20-person final. We'll go over the actual payout structure for this tournament afterwards, and that way you guys can see it. But I think that their 3 maxes are some of the best. God, I always hate saying best ball. It sounds so stupid. But they're some of the best ball tournaments around is the DK 3 max. So Underdog has great 3 max tournaments as well. When they fire them out there, the Dalmatian, it's that $101 entry. It's a pretty good 3 max as well. I think some of these 3 max tournaments are the best tournaments around. So be back on the clock here in a second to wrap up this draft. I think all in all, it's a relatively decent team. All right, we're going to be coming up on the clock here. So, a bunch of different ways to go with this last running back. Zach Evans, Eric Gray, Malik Davis. Kind of a choose your own adventure type deal. I'm going to grab Evans. I haven't grabbed as much of him as I would like, so we'll grab Evans. We will go over our team real quick. So we have Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Gabe Davis, George Kittle, Zay Flowers, Samaje Perine, Sky Moore, Khalil Herbert, Gerald Everett, MVS, Curtis Samuel, Mac Jones, Tyquan Thornton, Devontae Parker, Isaiah Likely, Ty Chandler, and Zach Evans. Yeah, I did see that James Robinson signed with the Giants. I'm not like super worried about that. So we will roll with this team, and let me tell you guys about the payout structure on this. Okay, well, that didn't go the way I wanted it to. We'll just go into the contest screen and we'll find it by that. That's kind of the easier way to do it. All right, where are you? Let's find it. Oh, those are my teams. God damn it, I'm such an idiot. Such an idiot, guys. I was looking through my teams that I had drafted. All right, $100. Where you at? There you are. Prize payout. So let's just go to the 4th round. So first place gets $25,000. Second place gets $20,000. Third is $15,000. Fourth is $10,000. Fifth is $7,500. Sixth is $5,000. 7th and 8th are $4,000. 9th and 10th is $3,000. 11th through 15th is $2,000, and 16th through 20th is $1,500. So really flat payout across the board on this. I just think it's one of the better tournaments that there is. It pays the top 20, right? You get to advance, obviously, but you get into that final round, you get paid relatively well. You are getting paid in the third round as well, of course. Like, you're making money there, $400 if you get to the third round, and fifth through sixth and third through fourth in the second round are still making money. So cool. If you're into the Pomeranian but Superflex, that is open for you guys. Head is saying that QB room was awful. Need a shower at that Howell 14th round pick. Had to do with that, right? Like, just the way that the auto drafters, and that's why we got to be cognizant of that stuff and be paying attention that, like, there's 3 auto drafters. They're probably going to be grabbing a ton as well. OG1 could be saying that the $9 tourney pays $20K for first. Not bad there. I love all of their 3 max tournaments. I will obviously be maxing out the $9 again. I'm probably going to max out the $100 one again, I think I did 1 or 2 on the last round of them. There is this $250 single entry that I'm going to be playing in as well. That's a field of 1,080. I haven't looked at the payout structure, so maybe I won't. Let's take a look. 4th round, another relatively flat one for this 250. It's $50K for first, $35K for second, $25K for third, $15K for fourth, $10K for fifth, etc., etc., etc. As long as you make the second round, you're making close to double your money back or a little bit over. So first, the advanced structure is 2 out of 12 advanced, then 2 out of 6, then 1 out of 6, and then there's a 10-player final on that one. So I'll be entering that one as well. The 555, I'm going to be doing one with John Daigle. So I will be doing a 555 with John Daigle at some point. We've talked about that, I think, on stream. Hopefully we have, because if not, then whoops, sorry. Sorry to Daigle, but we're going to be doing a 555 together. Don't know if that's going to be a fast or slow. We will be doing that. I haven't looked into the payout structure, but let's gander at it. So first place for the 555 gets $1 million, and then second gets $150,000. And I was gonna enter this solo as well, but I don't know if I'm going to now, because I kind of like the flat payouts a little bit more. I just really don't like that payout structure so much. I mean, we're still going to do that one, but I think instead of doing a solo 555, I might do a solo Mastiff on Underdog. That's kind of the game plan. Problem with that stuff is, yeah, it's 850K difference between first and second. It's disgusting, honestly. But I got to give them kudos, because, like, I love the payouts on all their other contests. I just don't know what the hell happened here. I just don't know what happened with that one. But, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes these people, I mean, the WSOP did it this year too, right? The payout structure was garbage for the main event. Just because they wanted to show somebody win more money than Jamie Gold, the payout structure blew, to be perfectly honest. So, I don't know. People just like to show these big flashy numbers at the top to try to catch attention, and I'm sure it works. I'm sure it's a marketing thing, but people that actually do this and put enough money in, like a lot of the people that are watching this stream, myself, like, you gotta cater to us a little bit here. We're looking to make money as well. We're not just looking to sun run for one tournament. I don't know. Anyways, I think that is going to do it for this week's show. I have a baseball stream to produce in about an hour, so we're going to get into that. We will be back next Sunday, of course. I don't know if we'll be doing high stakes. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll do another one of these $100. If it filled as easily as this one did, if I don't max it out by then, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a $10. It's always an adventure here at Spike Week. But until tomorrow, as of now, you will see me and Eric on the Monday Night Best Ball show, and we have a fun topic for that. We will catch you later. Peace.
1, liftoff.
Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on, we draft a team, boom, you know about it. We have another spicy take, boom, you know about it. You can be there, you can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right, we'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.